Hey everybody out there in the internet world and the YouTube and comic community, and welcome to another Dark Avengers comic book review. Shooting it a bit late this weekend due to the fact that I had a lot of videos that I shot yesterday. Not too many for this site, but a lot for Brooklyn Boys, and just in general videos have been lacking, and this pile of comics was pretty big this week, so I took an extra day to read through everything, and so we're here a day late, but better a day late than never. First off, I'd like to show off, as once again, you guys saw this in every single one of my videos this weekend, my Avengers shirt. Finally, the Avengers have a shirt out. There are others coming soon with hats and other stuff that I'm looking forward to. The comic books that were released on in this episode were released on February 8th, 2012, the second week of February. First off, I want to throw this one out there. It's called Vertigo Previews 2012. You can get it free at your comic book stores. It's up to you guys. I actually looked through it. There are a few interesting books. The two that actually reached out that interested me were Ferris, and I believe it was, I'll give you the title at the beginning, the new Dread Wardians, or Dead Wardians. I don't know, zombies speak to me sometimes, and this interests me, but once again, all depends on money and finances and whatnot. But check it out. It's free at your local comic book shops, or you can go on midtowncomics.com and get it for free, or my comic shop, or whatever comic shop you decide to shop at on the internet, or whatever have you. There's so many ways to buy comic books nowadays, it's not even funny. Okay, we're going to start off with the one independent book this week from Dark Horse Comics. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic War, number 2. It's a really good book. The artwork is second to none great. They're being forced now to work for the, I can't remember the race's name for the life of me. I gotta wait till Mike finishes the Zoom. Thank you. Carrick and the others are working for the Mandalorians. How could I forget that name? Anyway. And they're fighting alongside them. A lot of stuff happens. You get a little bit more of a backstory if you're like me and haven't played the game on Carrick and Zane. Sorry, his last name is Carrick. His first name is Zane. I couldn't remember his first name. You get a lot more. You get a little bit of background on Zane, how he was a Padawan and he ran off, and he believed he murdered people, but he really didn't. And ever since then, he's been kind of like he goes everywhere to try to help people. And bring peace and whatnot. So it's a really good book. I'm enjoying it. I should have jumped on the Star Wars comics a long time ago. Nothing really reached out to me until I saw Dawn of the Jedi, which number 1 is coming out next week. And I decided to grab this just to give it a shot because I saw Knights of the Old Republic, and I did play the original games a bit, but that was years ago. But check it out if you're interested. Alright, now we're going into the big 2. First off, Venom. First of all, I gotta say this. This week, not too many misses. As a matter of fact, I can't really say anything bad about most of these books. I would say these 3, maybe, I have a little bit to say. First off, we have Venom 13.1. Yeah, I want to make sure it was 13.1. Really not much of a complaint as far as the main story continuing, instead of it just being focused on one character. The story continues right where Venom 13 left off. Everybody's fighting their worst nightmare, so to speak. Ghost Rider, it's the angel of heaven or whatnot. Red Hulk, it's a psychic blob brain thing. Venom, it's a priest sort of thing, and X-23, it's a blonde-haired cheerleader who's happy on the outside but homicidal on the inside. I can't understand it. So anyway, the big purpose of this book is they have to fight their worst fears. Doctor Strange and Damien, I can't remember his last name, I believe it's Hell something. They're in the first page, I get it right here. Hellstrom, who is the son of Satan, by the way, guys, for those of you who didn't know. Damon Hellstrom. Show up, and they're and Damon can't cross through because he's the son of Satan, so he can't cross past the medallion that Johnny Blaze set up to stop hell from reaching all over the world. And so everybody's left on their own, and by the end of this book, everybody's losing, but I'm guessing since Ghost Rider's on the cover, she overcame her fear or her negative half first. And now the next book is going to be X-23, so I'm guessing the next book's going to focus on X-23 facing her opposite and beating her. That's what I get from it. The artwork is pretty good in this book. I believe the X-23 book, I saw a preview for it, has X-23's artist in it. Anyway, these are the negative versions of the main characters of the book. So next issue is going to have X-23's artist, so I'm looking forward to seeing that because I love X-23's artist from the X-23 series. Really cool. I'm excited to see what happens next. And of course they have to plug Ghost Rider #9 at the bottom of this. But yeah, I don't care about Ghost Rider. That's probably why it's going out. Johnny Blaze is the only Ghost Rider in my opinion, and he's not doing too hot in this issue. So Johnny Blaze might be on his way to being killed or dead by the time we're done with this series. Incredible Hulk 5. We finally find out who split the Hulk. And it's been a week, guys. If you did not find this out by now, and you guys know my reviews, I always give spoilers out. If you don't want to hear about the Hulk, fast forward the video from this point all the way through, and when you see me put the Hulk comic down, then you know to come back and start playing the episode again. Okay, so from here on it's going to be a bit of spoilers. Go. Okay, Doom is the one that split Hulk and Bruce Banner apart. The entire procedure is shown in this book, and it's a gruesome one. In the next book, and that's the only reason why I'm getting the next book, Dr. Doom explains his fee. We find out what Hulk promises to Dr. Doom in exchange for doing what he did, for separating Bruce Banner and the Hulk from each other, and now they can never be brought back together again. We'll see what happens, but I'm being honest, not exactly something that, I mean, it's good, it's a different look on the Hulk, but once again, when you're not a Hulk fan from the beginning, yeah, I don't know. For me, it's like, it's good, but I don't think it's going to hold me past the first story. I was just curious to see how the Hulk and Bruce Banner separated, and it looks like Bruce Banner, it could have been Doom's fault that Bruce Banner's going nuts. That's just a prediction of mine, but we'll see what happens. Also, the Hulk finally catches up with Bruce Banner at the very end of this issue, and he says, this time if I get my hands around your neck, I'm not going to let go. So, next issue probably is going to finish out the first story arc. We'll see where things go, but to be quite honest with you guys, I don't see, it's a $3.99 book. I don't see myself holding on to this if it doesn't, like if the next story arc, when I read the preview, doesn't wow me or get me interested enough to get the issue. This is going to be the first and last story arc from the Incredible Hulk on my review. Because, yeah, money's tight. If something doesn't grab me, especially because we all know Avengers vs. X-Men is crossing through every Avengers and every X-Men book. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be budgeting left and right on these books come April, all the way through till probably mostly April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Till basically the end of the year, I'm going to be budgeting because of Avengers vs. X-Men alone. Captain America #8. Who didn't see it coming? Cap loses his powers halfway through the book. And Bravo gets broken out by Hydra. Who didn't see that coming too. And Sharon goes to, I forgot his name, because I don't know any of Cap's villains. Now this is completely new. Machine Smith for help, and it's left off with him saying you've just made a big mistake to Sharon Carter to be continued. Also there's a Joe Simon dedication in the back of the Cap book, because he passed away recently. God rest his soul, but he did pass away. Really, As I said, I'm going to look over this story arc and go to the next one before I make my complete and utter judgment on Captain America. But once again, it's a $3.99 book. If it doesn't speak to me, it's not going to stay. So if the next story arc, the preview, doesn't wow me or doesn't grasp me, same as Incredible Hulk, it's probably going to go. So those are two books that, off the bat, I'm letting you guys know they're probably not going to stay unless some really good stories coming up next. A book that's being canceled that shouldn't be being canceled, but it is. Daken Dark Wolverine, number 21. Daken's in New York again, and he knows he's dying. He finds that out from Mr. Fantastic, and he's not a nice guy anymore. He doesn't give a crap about anybody or anything. All he cares about is getting his revenge on Wolverine one last time before he dies. And he'll take anybody down with him. So finally, long story short, there's a lot of talking in the beginning. I'm cutting all the way to the middle or the end of the middle of the book. He shows up at the school, the Jean Grey School for Higher Learning. And at first Wolverine thinks that he poisoned him. Mr. Fantastic called Wolverine in advance to let him know that his son is dying and that he's probably going to come after him, or that Wolverine should go after him. And Wolverine says, "Why? I know my son's going to come to me." It turns out he wasn't poisoned. Daken actually used a heat pill on Wolverine. Now, the reason Daken is dying is because he took the heat pills in such a high quantity that his healing factor is now working against him. So Wolverine, first of all, guys, for those of you who've read this, don't think Wolverine's going to die, because I know I got a few messages about it. Because Wolverine only took a small amount, and he only did it once, whereas Daken did it like every 2-3 hours of the day. I'm trying to find a good picture. I don't want to show the ending though. The ending picture, the last picture, was really good. This is good. The whole page. It's really good artwork. So Daken shows up. Wolverine chases after him. Wolverine gets affected by the heat for a little while, but because Wolverine's healing factor, I guess, is a bit better than Daken's, it does not last too long, or maybe it's because there was a very small quantity of the heat pill. He wakes up and Daken is just destroying New York City, and he's like, "I'm getting my revenge," and Wolverine says, "I don't care if you have no time left. I promise you, Daken, I'm going to kill you." And basically Daken's going to take down the entire Marvel Universe with him, obviously with this series. We'll see if he dies. As I said, highly doubt it. There's 2 more issues, I believe, to this series, give or take. I believe there's 2 more issues also to X-23 whenever it decides to come out, because I haven't seen X-23 for a minute now. So, we'll see. Wolverine and the X-Men, number 5. Sticking to X-Men, we have one more X-Men book after this. Kitty Pryde believes she's pregnant, but she isn't. As a matter of fact, it's things you see on this cover. Who didn't see it coming? It's the brood inside of her that is, it's basically they're attacking her, and the reason she's so big is because they keep multiplying, so her stomach and her body is getting bigger. So it's up to the X-Men minus Wolverine to save her. Whereas Wolverine is with Bobby, who's Iceman, and they're at Worthington Incorporated, where Mr. that little Cade Kilgore, he pays off the people that work at Worthington, at Warren's place, and they basically freeze Warren's account. So basically, because he's not mentally stable anymore, Warren doesn't remember anything because of the events from the Dark Angel saga. Everything's been frozen until he's found mentally capable of running the company and his life again. So Wolverine and Kid Omega go off into space to find some money, to be continued. Really good. Looking forward to what happens next. The artwork is also very good. I'll give you guys some examples or some clues, some little art inside. I'm trying to find something that looks nice. I love the part where Kid Omega just goes, not Kid Omega, is it Kid Omega? I believe it is Kid Omega. No, Kid Gladiator just shrinks himself down and goes into Kitty's body and starts beating the crap out of the brood. Also, The Brood is also coming to Earth, and that's where the issue completely ends. And Bobby is in charge of the school while Wolverine's gone. Also, a small guest appearance from Colossus happens. I'll actually show that page where Kitty's actually calling Colossus, thinking she's actually pregnant, but she's not. Really good artwork. Loving this book. Other than the weird face on Beast here, which looks kind of like a Brood face, I would say the artwork's impeccably really great. But yes, I would absolutely recommend checking out Wolverine and the X-Men. I love Wolverine's side. I don't even care what's going on Cyclops' side. Now we're going into a side story. Wolverine and the X-Men Alpha Omega 2 of 5. Kid Omega's still is still inside, has Wolverine and Armor trapped inside Wolverine's mind, and he's basically playing a game with them. Only because Wolverine is trapped in his mind, the Berserker part of Wolverine comes out and takes control of Wolverine's body. Basically, that's a roundabout of what happens. There's stuff that happens in the story where Wolverine is starting to recognize things about himself again, and at the same time, Armor's brother is the person that Wolverine's fighting again. It's a whole story. Basically, it's Kid Omega screwing around with Wolverine, but the Berserker knows it's Quentin Quire and shows up right outside his window, and to be continued. Really good. I believe in the next issue, Kid Omega is actually going to go inside of Wolverine's brain too and become a player in the game he's playing. So check it out if you're interested. That's a shorty for that one. Okay, welcome back. DeadPool issue 50. Dead begins, and I did a preview review, and boy was I wrong. I need dialogue when I do a preview review. Anyway, DeadPool is playing everybody against each other. DeadPool wants to die, and he's willing to play with people's minds and do whatever it takes to die. And I agree with what Phil said. You know, he sets something in motion, but you don't exactly see what. In this issue, the only thing that happens is Bob tells Kingpin about the serum, and now Kingpin's interested. Daken knows who tried to kill DeadPool. DeadPool involves X-Force by telling them it's Kingpin already, and that he has a serum that can hurt the mutant race and whatnot, so now X-Force is involved. Nick Fury makes an appearance for Wolverine because they're trying to find the person who shot DeadPool. And there's just a crazy amount of stuff that goes on in this issue. And on the last page, you actually find out who the person was that actually wanted to kill DeadPool. But first, I want to show a preview of what the artwork looks like on the inside. I want to get a good picture of X-Force, maybe. Not Nick Fury. Bob was hilarious in this entire issue, to be quite honest. Okay, that's script. It's DeadPool and Betty, aka Psylocke. Really good. Loving it. I'm coming back for the next issue. I'm going to spoil this for you guys. I'm going to give you 2 seconds to fast forward this. On the count of 3, I'm going to say who the person was that actually wanted the serum to kill DeadPool. It's somebody he put in jail, though. 3, 2, 1, Tombstone. Okay, moving on now. Because I don't know who that person really is. I haven't really done too much research on him. But if you missed it, rewind the video. If you didn't miss it, then, or if you purposely missed it, then no worries. I'm only saying the person's name once. Really good. Check it out. Looking forward to the big picture, because I'm sure by the next issue we're going to get a little bit more into his head. Secret Avenger, not into his head, into the plan of whatever his plan is. Secret Avengers 22, the new team begins. I love how in the beginning of this issue Captain Britain shows up and he believes that Steve Rogers is passing the leadership of the Secret Avengers over to him, where really Steve Rogers passed it over to Hawkeye. And basically there's metahuman, not mutant. I'll call it metahuman because I don't. A superpowered person who's a woman who could shoot fire out of her mouth. And Secret Avengers are sent in to rescue her because she's taken prisoner or something. So they're sent in to see what's going on. The artwork's really good. I like the new Secret Avengers headquarters. You're just going to have to buy the issue to see. Well, I'll show you the inside of what it looks like. The artwork's okay. Top splash. But it's really good. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I got back into Secret Avengers. So basically they go to save the girl and other people show up looking to serve Father, and they actually end up taking the woman away, and Ant-Man is actually sneaks onto one of them, into one of their clothes, so he's basically going to be their tracker. And of course, I don't understand this, but I'm gonna show this picture anyway. The last page, I believe that, I forgot the clone's name from Nick Fury. Do they say it here? Probably not. No, they don't. Max, I believe it was Max Fury, has put together his Legion of Negative Avengers, or the Legion of Doom, or whatever you want to call it, to go against the Secret Avengers. It looks like a huge Sentinel, a half cybernetic Wasp, Doctor Doom, which I highly doubt, and a couple other people I have no idea, and Deathlock, I know. Not Deathlock, the one with the long, whatever. You guys know who she is. And I'm looking forward to the next issue because reporting for duty is Venom. I guess that's going to be the issue where Venom joins the Secret Avengers. I guess that's Captain America's last thing he's going to do for the Secret Avengers before he actually closes up shop with his leadership with the Secret Avengers. Really good. Glad I jumped back on this, even though I would have jumped back on this anyway, because in 2 months it's going to cross over with Avengers vs. X-Men. I have no idea how, but it is. I'm going to briefly get into this book because Michael's going to be reviewing this at the end of the month in his monthly review. Carnage USA 3 of 5. Awesome artwork. Story is really good. As we saw in the last issue, the wife is going after her husband to kill him so that this way Carnage won't hurt her or her children, basically. And I'm going to say this much, she can't do it. The rest I'll leave up to Michael to reviewing. But I loved one part, and I have to say it here, Mike, you could capitalize on it on your monthly review. Captain America breaks free of the symbiote for like 5 seconds and makes a call to the government for a secret weapon. And I know I'm saying what the secret weapon is now because Michael has a differing opinion. First of all, I love the artwork in this book, and I'm going to show you guys a bit of it. Actually, I'll show you with the last page. The secret weapon is, and you guys should know this by now, Venom. Next issue, Venom USA. Looking forward to seeing Flash Thompson bust in and kick some of Cletus Cassidy's ass. Artwork, beautiful. You can't go wrong with Clayton Crane at all, ever. Love his artwork, love his work. Check out Carnage USA. Really, really, really good. And topping it off this week, Comic of the Week, I swear, this has to be because it was that good. Scarlet Spider #2. Kane does not want to be a superhero. He's on the run. He wants to leave. He just wants to be left alone. However, he realizes the girl he saved from the last issue is the one that's being pursued in this issue. So he actually goes back, finally puts on the suit. I love the picture. I love a lot of the pictures of Scarlet Spider in here. And he fights this dude. And this is the best picture. I'm sorry, you guys probably saw that in the preview, but it's just the best picture ever. Love this book. Fights the dude, takes him out because the dude says, oh, you're just like Spider-Man. And he actually says, I'm not Spider-Man. And now that he's not dying and he's thinking clearly, he's like, there's that piece of me that's saying, don't kill him. And then there's people cheering for him, people love him. And in the end, basically, he's ready to leave. The girl who he saved is being deported, and actually, this is the part I couldn't understand. The guy and the doctor and the police officer actually see him in this page, so now they know what his face looks like, so that's kind of dangerous. I don't know, maybe it'll be like a plot hole thing, but then again, Kane has never cared about who sees his face or whatnot. They're like, if you don't help her, she's going to be deported, and there's going to be trouble for her, and he's like, they're like, if you protect her, maybe she'll be safe. And he's like, forget it. He runs off. Next thing you know, he goes back on his own word, and there you go. He stays in Houston. He's like, I love his mindset though. Mexico's right next door if things don't work out. Loved it. Loved it. Great book. Scarlet Spider's back. I really don't care. It's not Ben Reilly anymore. Kane is going to make a really good Scarlet Spider. You're going to see the evolution of Kane from being a villain to being an actual anti-hero to possibly even becoming a hero. I see an anti-hero in this right now, but who knows? It's just that good. Guys, you should check this out. And now we're going into DC Comics, or should I say Batman Comics, and you'll see why. Suicide Squad number 6. Long story short, Suicide Squad's going after Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is reminiscing about how she became Harley Quinn and her first meeting with the Joker and everything. In the end, she decides that better a piece of you than nothing at all. So she's going to GCPD to at least get the Joker's face back. Like the Joker, I like the artwork in this book. Really, really good. Bottom panel. It's really good. This book is sold out on Midtown already. I have no idea why, but this book is sold out. You can't find it on Midtown Comics at least anymore. I'm sure if you guys got your hands on it, congratulations. If you didn't and you're interested in looking at it now, go somewhere other than Midtown, because Midtown is officially sold out of this book. I don't know how that happened, but the hunt starts here. It continues in the next issue. Yo-Yo is still alive inside of the King Shark's body, which I thought was kind of funny. If you're interested, you'll be checking this out. If not, then you won't. But I like it. I'll be back for issue 7. The Pendulum issue is here. Huntress, 5 of 6. Yes, want to make sure. She's pulling out all the stops now, Huntress. She's just going. This entire issue is her breaking in to I forgot the guy's name, but it's not the main one. But she's breaking in and she's gonna take justice. That's the whole point of this. I'm gonna break in and I'm gonna take you out. And she finally gets to the guy and he's like, well, go ahead, try to arrest me and we'll see what happens. And she's like, I'm not even gonna bother. I'm not here for, you know, that. I'm more interested in justice, and that's where it's to be concluded. And looks really good. Artwork's really awesome. I'm looking for a good page. This page is good as any. Full splash page. Really good. I love this series is awesome. I'm getting World's Finest specifically because Huntress is in it. There has been a preview. A lot of guys are very pissed off at the fact of what Power Girl looks like, but that's your problem. As everybody else told me with Superman, get over it or don't buy it. It's a really good mini. I'm looking forward to the last part. I know she didn't kill him. Yes, Mike. I know. So I know she didn't kill the guy. So we'll see what she really did in the next issue. I hope she shot him between the legs because this guy's a pervert and he's doing human trafficking. And yeah. So anyway, guys, Mike's saying wrap it up. So I'll see you in the next part where we have 4 more DC books, or should I say Batman books mostly. And we'll conclude this week. So see you guys there.